Good morning, everyone. It's early in the morning and I'm up. I have to cook breakfast for my husband and my daughter. And I'm feeling a little like I'm going to United Kingdom, so I have on my little British apron. Yep, see my apron? Yes, I love my aprons. And I love you guys too. And again, I appreciate all of your support. So, this recipe is going to be scones. Now, there are two types of scones. There are your sweet scones, and that's usually involves fruit. And there are your savory scones, which involves herbs and spices and sometimes cheese. So, but this morning I'm making the savory scone, which is cheddar and chives. So if you give me a moment, we'll get started and we'll get cooking. All right, guys, let's go over our ingredients. But first, I have to get my Java. And today's Java is cinnamon something. It's my cinnamon roll, and it's the cinnamon roll flavored coffee with some Splenda and my sugar-free brown sugar cinnamon syrup. I don't, with my half and half creamer, I don't buy the flavored creamers. I just order the sugar-free syrups from Terrain. So to this, we're using 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and as I sift my flour. But one important thing: always make sure you have nice, clean hands and dry hands. So I'm sifting the flour. There's 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and the purpose of sifting flour is to make sure you don't get any lumps. You don't want lumps. And I don't use a whisk to whisk around in my flour. It's that sift. I grew up sifting, and I'm 55 and I've been cooking since I was 8, and I've always used the sifter, never departed from it. Now you're going to need a little extra flour in a separate bowl for dusting your board, and never mix your flours. You're baking with self-rising or all-purpose. That's the flour you use for dusting. And another rule of thumb for me: never mix your brands. I use gold medal for gold medal all-purpose for baking cakes and other items, but I use Old Lily self-rising for my biscuits and my pies. But if you're using a gold medal brand all-purpose and you're halfway and you got a little bit left, don't combine your brands. And to this flour, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Get that in there. Throw this over here for a little bit of housekeeping. You're going to add your half a teaspoon of salt. You can use any salt you would like. You can use the sea salt, whatever salt of your choice. You're going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Add that in there. A little housekeeping over here. Oh, you don't want to do that. Oh, this one. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Throw that in there. Let me get a whisk. So I'm going to have to whisk that. Now that will have to be whisked in. Now you can use a whisk. Because you want to whisk all that. You want to whisk that in. I have my ingredients on the other side of the counter so I can have this room to work with. Okay, this is all whisked in. Now you're going to take 1 stick of butter. I still had that in the refrigerator, all nice and cold. Now for those of you that are not, for my beginners out there, you can cut your butter up in smaller cubes, and I use finger forks. You can use one of these, but the reason why I don't use a pastry cutter is because you need to feel your dough. You really need to feel your dough. You need to feel the crumbling of the dough. You need to feel that consistency of that dough or what you're looking for. You really need to feel that. Okay, what I'm going to do, you're going to see this, and make sure your butter is kept cold. No salt, no room temperature butter, no softened butter, no melted butter. And you need real butter, no margarine. Now, I buy Land O'Lakes, but I tell you what's a good butter. It's a store brand, but it's really just as good as if you have a Kroger in your area. Their butter is really, really good. It's really equivalent to Land O'Lakes. I don't know any other store butter that's equivalent to Land O'Lakes besides Kroger. And so what you're doing is mashing up this butter, crumbling it up, because you want a crumbled feel, sort of like to the equivalency of breadcrumbs. That's what you're looking for. So I'm gonna get this all crumbled, and I'll be showing you. I'll stop in halfway and show you what you're going to be looking out for. All right, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, you see what you're looking for. The difference between making scones and biscuits is that with biscuits, your crumblies are going to be kind of soft. But with scones, you want a coarse crumble. This is coarse. And that's the difference between that all-purpose flour and that self-rising flour. To me, your crumbs are more coarse when you use an all-purpose flour. Okay, what we're going to do, we have 2 more dry ingredients to add. We're going to add 1/4 cup of chives. Woo! Now, you can use fresh chives or you can use dry chives. I buy fresh herbs when absolutely necessary because I'm not running out. I'm going to be honest, I'm not running out to the store to buy fresh herbs every time I want to cook because they'll go to waste. And dehydrated herbs, aka dry herbs, they're the same thing. Once they're mixed in with moisture and rehydrated, you get the same thing. Add to this 1 cup of cheddar cheese. These are called Cheddar Chives scones. Add that 1 cup of cheddar. Throw that over there. Incorporate that into your. Now you can use any kind of cheese that you would like, but I'm making Cheddar and Chives scones. You're gonna add 2 well-beaten eggs. I only use large eggs. You're gonna add 1/2 cup, a half and half, not heavy cream, not milk, half and half. And what I am getting ready to do is form my dough ball. So let me get my large board with my medium-sized board. Get that ready. And I'm going to go ahead and get my dusting flour ready. And get my board flour so I will already have this flour. It's okay to go ahead and pre-prep Saves time. And I'm going to start forming this dough. Yeah, you use your finger forks. Get in there and use the finger forks. Now when blending that butter and that flour, you need all 10 forks. Because what you're doing, you're getting ready, you're forming a ball of dough. Oh, it smells good. Guys, if I could eat bread, I'll be diving into this. And I will be diving into this. Not raw, of course. Not raw, of course. Let's get that out. That lady on YouTube, Auntie Knows Kitchen, she's raw though. She do it for life. Oh, heck no. I like to say H-E double hockey stick. I don't want to offend anyone. But there are sometimes, you have to dig into that pocket of Sunday words. Somebody make me mad, I have to dig into them. I ain't going to tell a lie. I'm no hypocrite. Yeah, I'm making this ball. Oh, it smells so good. That savoriness. This is an easy recipe. And they charge so much money for a scone when you go in coffee shops and bakeries. They charge so much for a scone. It's ridiculous. I guess you have to pay for convenience. It's different when you can make it yourself. I guess. But you can store scones in your fridge up to 4 days. And if you freeze them, all you have to do is wrap them separately. That's all you have to do is just wrap them separately. Let's see if I got a ball. Let me shake some of this dough off my hand. Just rub your hands together like you're washing them. You'll get all that excess dough off your hands. Yeah, like you wash your hands with friction. You'll get all of I bumped the camera stand. Sorry about that, guys. See what I'm doing? I'm forming a ball. And I'm put this on my board. Throw that over there for a little housekeeping. And that's all I'm doing. I'm going to continue to work with this dough. Going to form a ball. What I'm going to do, I got my ball formed. I'm going to take my pastry cutter and I'm going to divide this. It's going to be into two. Going to put one over here. Put that over here. I'm going to get my rolling pin. What I'm going to do is start rolling this out. Pat it out first now. Want to make sure it's not sticky on that side. Just a little bit of flour. Just a little bit of dust in there. Gonna dust my rolling pin some with some flour. What I want to do is look at that, guys. You see that? You see all that goodness, the cheddar and the chives all through there? Now I don't want them thin. Scones aren't meant to be thin. Now you can use a knife to cut these. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna cut these. I'm gonna cut them just like cutting a pizza. It's just like cutting a pizza. You're going to put them on your baking sheet, lined with parchment paper. I have a baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper. I'm going to put them on the baking sheet. Now, you don't let them touch. They do not touch. No touching. And I'm going to roll this out and cut the other 6. And I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I have the scones cut out. One wedge was a little bigger than the other, so I did cut that into 2. So I ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So these have to go into the freezer for 20 to 30 minutes. My freezer is very cold, and it gets cold really, really fast. Makes items cold really quick. So my freezer, I don't only have to pop these in for 20 minutes. So these have to go in the freezer. It is very important that you put these in the freezer for 20 to 30 minutes. But due to my freezer temperature, it's only going to take 20 minutes. So I'm going to get these in the freezer for 20 minutes and go ahead and head cut off. Go ahead and get your oven preheated to 375. While this is in the freezer, go ahead and preheat your oven. All right, welcome back. Okay, the scones have been in the freezer. I went on and left them in 30 minutes because I got busy with something, but as you can see, they're a little hard. Then they're not frozen. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna brush them with a little bit of milk. This is 2% milk. You're gonna lightly brush them just with a little bit of milk. You're not soaking them. Please don't soak them. Just with a little bit of milk, guys. Just a little bit of milk. Just to moisten the top. You're not soaking them. That needs a little bit more. So you're not trying to soak them. This is 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm not going to use. See, this one is this big one here. I'm not the perfect cutter, but you get the idea. I'm not that perfect cutter. My oven is already ready to go. And then you're going to put these in the oven until they start to brown. Now, if you see them browning too fast, what you do, just cover your pan with some aluminum foil. That's all you have to do. Just cover the pan, cover them with a nice good sheet of aluminum foil. If you see them browning too fast, you're going to pop them in the oven by 17 minutes until you see them brown. Takes about 17 20 minutes for them to start browning. Make sure they're not touching. Definitely make sure they're not touching. And you're going to pop them in the oven. And I'll see you guys in a bit. One more thing, guys, about your scones. You have to keep a very close eye on your scones. So when I say 17, 20 minutes, don't put them in the oven and go walk away and get involved in something else. Be mindful. My suggestion to you is to set a timer. If you have a timer on your oven, set it to 10 minutes. Or if you have stopwatch or anything like that. Set it to 10 minutes so you can come and look at your scones to make sure they are not browning too fast. You do not want them to brown too fast. So again, keep a close eye on your scones. Welcome back, my friends. The scones are done. See how pretty they are. I'm going to pick one up and bring it closer to the camera so you can get a bit more closer look at it. Look how pretty, how golden brown it is on each side. Look at that. Look at that goodness. Now you know, guys, these may have originated in the United Kingdom, but you know how we Americans are. We love our butter. So I'm going to glaze these with some butter. Yes, yes, yes. You know Americans like their butter. You can use your real butter as Mother likes to glaze things with butter. Now, if Mother was eating this, I'm a big fan of mine. I can't believe it's not butter. Glazing these, look at there. You don't have to. If you want to, you can spread some cheese on top of it. But it's my opinion. This recipe, the recipe I use, has enough cheese in it. And what I'm doing, I'm making sure some of this goodness gets on the side of these. Get that little baby one over here. Don't want the baby to be left out of any goodness. Can't remember if I touch these over here. Look at all that. Look at that, guys. Mother don't remember these either. I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. You know, when you come into Auntie Knows kitchen, you're family. So, no, I'm not pulling out any fancy dishes. I have them because I love to entertain dinner guests. But when you're coming into Auntie Knows kitchen, you're family. So I'm not going to try to impress you all with all my fancy dishes and everything. You're family. So just come on in Auntie Knows kitchen, grab a seat, and enjoy the show. And here we are, guys. Look at that. These are, may I present to you, Cheddar and Chives scones. And I'm going to put a really good picture of them. Look at there. You see that? Look at that. Look at all that cheese. Goodness with those chives. These are savory scones. Now, one day I will do an upload. Now, well, I have a request from my neighbor. She wants cranberry orange scones. And I'm going to make them for her. And I'm just going to give her the entire entire, I know what the word is, but sometimes the brain doesn't connect to the mouth, so I'm going to get her the entire thing. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you for stopping in Auntie's kitchen. Until my next upload, be you and be great being you. Bye.